Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this balloon, which is a bitmap, and want to write happy birthday on it like this. This is really pretty easy, just a couple of steps. So we need to trace this, and this is huge. It means 13 by 13, and normally I reduce it in size, but because it's only just basically black and white, I'm just going to go to trace bitmap, outline, trace clip art. It's going to do it fast enough. And I'm going to say okay. Now it's still got a watermark there, so I'm going to go to group and ungroup it, and I'm going to get rid of that watermark. Now, this is made up of lines and dark. We want it all be the same. I am going to move this one out of the way because that's going to interfere with our smart fill if this is in the way. You can see the bounding box. So we're going to take a rectangle, and we just want the outside shape of that. So I'm going to get the smart fill tool. I'm going to set it on blue, and I'm going to fill that in and nudge it over. That's the shape of our balloon. Now I'm going to fill that in and move it over. So now we have a shape of the balloon that is all one piece. And if we left click, right click, you can see it's just made of lines. So we need to write a part for the birthday. We do not want to go down in the dip and way up to the top. Excuse me. And so I would take the 3-point curve line. Just go about to there. Make sure you're on the edge. And go down. Do the same on the top. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. We're actually going to put it'd be easy to probably take a rectangle and take a rectangle through there, and we'll angle it a little bit. And our wordage is going to go in there. Now, if we do that, the word's going to go all the way to the edge. We don't really want that. So what we can do now, you could either contour it or take another 3-point curve line and come inside, but kind of come close. And I do not have that to the bottom. And if I use the smart fill right now, it would leak. So make sure you can actually go past. You could actually hit the plus key on the keyboard and mirror that same shape. Of course, it might be a little bit short. So we're going to take I'm having a little bit of problem. Take the shape tool and just bring it up. And like I said, you can have it past those lines. And you could do it a little bit more symmetrical than I'm doing. Take your time. But now we're going to take the smart fill tool. We're going to fill that in, move it over, fill that in. And we actually have we can delete all this. We have our place where we're going to put our text. So we're going to, in all capital letters, I'm going to go ahead and type it out and all together, but then I need to go to object and break it apart. So now each line is individual. It doesn't really matter what size you start off with. I might as well reduce it a little bit so you can see it maybe. Then go to effects and go to envelope. I've got the happy selected. I'm going to go right here to create envelope form. And it did that right there. Now, you need to have the text selected, shift select the well, and then go EC, and it put it right in there. And you can see that it's not, for some reason, it doesn't do it perfectly, but we can manipulate that later. Take the birthday, new form, and shift select that and go EC. It's more perfect. I might have jiggled that, but we can fix it. Now we're going to take away our box and move it over. And see, it fits pretty good. Now I might have got the happy a little bit off. Now we're going to set our nudge factor on something pretty low, like 0.01. And at this time you could move the happy over and actually down if you wanted to. But now we're going to set our nudge factor back on like 5 inches, and let's nudge this out of the way. Now we need to fill this in with whatever the color you want. We're going to take the 2-point line. We want this string to be black and the balloon I'm going to make red. So I need a way to stop the smart fill from getting down in here. So I'm going to take the smart fill and I'm going to set it on red, fill in the balloon, go immediately to the black and fill that in with black. Now to give it a little bit of balloon look, like right here, like something shining on it, we're going to take the red and go to the interactive fill tool and just barely move it. And then go right here to elliptical. Let me zoom in here a little bit. That's not really too bad, but you can make it a little bit, whoop, move this back over there. And then you could, make it elongated. You could rotate it and you could play around with that forever. Now we need to move these back. You can see they're in the back of the page. We're going to go to Object, Order, Front of Page. And that's all that's to it. Now, if you wanted to do what I did here with another balloon, you could make a duplicate of it and just take this red. Whoop, I actually moved it. Take this red and make it yellow. Take away the outline, I think, to make it look better. Well, that's part of probably the smart fill. It'll work. And then group all this together, Control G. Group all this together, Control G. And then maybe take your balloon and move it to like right there. And then double click on your rotation, but move your rotation to the string. And then put the balloon. And in this case, I would want, either way, I'm going to put the yellow balloon in back. So that glare looking balloon, and you could do many, many balloons. You could just keep putting them more and more and more. But that looks pretty cool. I think it would print pretty well. I don't really know that you could use the interactive fill tool on the yellow, but you could always, you could do a different color. See, that didn't work because I had it grouped together. Let's go group and ungroup. Make this blue. We'll make the lettering white so it kind of shows up a little bit. And we're going to try to put smart fill on this part right here. We could actually nudge that out of the way for a second. I mean, not smart fill, but interactive fill tool. Let's just do it. Just barely move it. Go to elliptical. Come on. Well, why isn't it doing that? Go back. Let's just go back. So go interactive fill tool, go elliptical. Something's going funny. There we go. And then you could angle the elliptical. And since we're going to have white letters, it might get in the way, but then just take all that and move it over. That looks pretty good. And you could still move that wherever you want it. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.